Welcome to the simpliHOM podcast, where we educate, inspire, and entertain real estate entrepreneurs seeking a casual and practical podcast. We're here to simplify your life and business.
You can find growth anywhere. And as long as you have an open mind and take those opportunities to learn, then you're going to grow from it.
The easiest thing too is just always being in your zone of genius. What you are passionate about and are good at.
The mindset shift is drastic when you're thinking of I am this person as opposed to I want to become or one day I will be is huge.
I feel like a lot of real estate companies have been putting a focus on themselves basically. Recently we've been putting it on the agents, and that's when our socials have been doing the best. It's become really personal and we've gotten a lot more traction.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the simpliHOM podcast.
Woohoo.
The podcast where we talk all things business and real estate. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes we just get together and just talk about life,
Hang out.
What's going on? Just hang out.
Just chill.
Oh, perfect. You say hangout. Today is our HŌMie hangout.
I love it.
Yeah.
So we're going to what's up, Sean?
What's up?
What's that? He's here?
Not mentally.
Clearly.
Let me finish this text real quick.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to go to introduce you. Let's put the camera on Sean. This is Sean Mikey, our CEO. Clearly, he's running a business as we speak right now. We have Sarah Wiley Armstrong Swy, our marketing gal, head marketing gal. We have Brett Radkowski, our chief operations officer. He does all things systems and business.
Yeah.
And we have Grant on the ones and twos over in the corner. Say what's up, Grant.
Wish we had the webcam over there.
Yeah, we're definitely getting a
Grant cam.
Grant
cam.
Yeah, that's got a good ring to it.
Grant cam.
Well, yeah, for a HŌMie hangout, we're still going to be talking about just everything that's going on in our lives as it pertains to maybe as it pertains to personal growth or just things that are on your mind in general. Mm-hmm. So do you guys have anything off the top of your head, just straight out the gate that you're just like, you know what, this has been on my mind? You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
congratulate Swy for making her first offer ever on a property.
What?
Yeah, we talked about it like 3 episodes ago.
You said you had some time.
Yes.
So
She definitely did not have time.
It's an emotional decision for first-time buyers.
A week ago, I had no idea what I would do in the next 7 days, but so what was it, last Tuesday? We still had COVID, and we were hanging out at home. I found a puppy. We now have a puppy.
So they went from puppy to house buying.
Yeah, within 7 days, we bought the puppy, got pre-approved, and we made an offer on a house. So it's been kind of
Where are you going?
Hendersonville.
She's leaving us.
What?
She's moving.
I mean, I'll still
that
be
makes
here.
sense.
It's
That's where
actually a
Miller
shorter
works.
drive to,
35 versus 45?
well, it's 30 versus 45, which
Nice.
It takes
I'm
you
not
45 to get here?
From
Bro, she doesn't drive
Let me
135.
teach you how to drive.
Oh my gosh, Sean's like,
She doesn't drive. She doesn't drive an M5.
25 minutes.
I was about to say, my car doesn't have turbo, so it just kind of.
Does it have twin?
Congratulations,
Kidding.
twins. That's all. So how's it been? Like what? I mean, seamless.
yeah.
I'm
It seems
pretty
to happen in a
chill
way.
and laid back about a lot of things, and it's like the big decisions that I have that I'm really laid back about.
It's
And so,
calming tea. Weird.
oh yeah.
Great,
If you hear me,
great interjection.
if you hear me coughing, it's because that's my lasting COVID symptom. Is I cough.
No, I was
At
saying
the
you're
brink.
calming because you're drinking tea.
Oh, well.
That's how you're calm about
That's why I have tea, is because my cough is.
Oh,
Both of
horrible.
both of them.
Kyle got us sick.
Yes.
Okay, listen here.
It's okay.
I think it's entirely impressive that
you got us sick?
That I hosted 2 podcasts while still feeling pretty good, but
It's impressive. You just admitted it.
Yeah.
I don't. Well,
So, in all fairness, guys, he did follow CDC guidelines.
I did,
Yes.
but
But it was way too soon, clearly. CDC guidelines may not be right
if
on
I
that
get
one.
everyone sick,
his
I mean,
13
these
days to
2 got
recover.
sick.
Right.
Yeah, 2 people got
Only
sick.
50%. It's fine.
2.
Or not even less than 50. There's 5 of
Yeah.
us in here.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, I already had COVID, so
Yeah, so
Me too.
really it
Natural
was
immunity was-
60%. And
yeah.
he just didn't get sick that time.
nope.
And then Grant got sick.
We're
blaming that on Kyle.
In all fairness, I did have a mild fever that Monday, and when he's
so
like,
it might have been
Brett.
No. No.
I did not have a fever.
I tested negative. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't know if you've read about the accuracy of tests.
Listen, hey. So
listen to these boys going back and forth. They want it to be someone's fault, and I'm just over here just like, we got sick.
Yeah, how did we get here?
When I actually had COVID, none of y'all got sick.
That's true.
Crazy.
To be fair, you didn't tell us you got sick.
Until the next,
it was like 7 days
I didn't
later,
know.
and I found out. And I had been all around you.
I text Sean. I'm like, bro, I think I have COVID. I'm going to get tested.
Got that one to myself.
Yeah, he did. But no, he got sick.
Seems reasonable.
I let him know the day. I didn't have symptoms till that next morning. Although, I think I was telling him, like, man, I've been yawning a lot. I'm tired. Yeah. I had a hard workout today, but man, my body's hurting.
I can't even think straight right now.
Next day, positive.
I love it.
So let's go back to that.
Yeah. So when it comes to big decisions in my life, I look back and like those big moments, I tend to be more chilled out. And so with the house thing, we're like, oh, we got pre-approved. We had 2 different pre-approvals, and we just went to look at the house. We really liked it. It checked all the boxes.
How did you find it? I mean, this market is crazy. Well, I mean,
Craigslist.
Right now, we're like,
she has a really good agent.
A low inventory, like multiple offer most of the time. Like
her daddy's a boss.
Yeah,
I would imagine so.
In our price range, and I know.
I thought she was going to say, so I'm not working with my dad. No, I was going to be like, whoa,
breaking news.
It makes me sad because I know he's so stressed out to make sure, like he was so stressed last night.
Let me tell you, we tell everyone, don't bring the parents to the inspection.
They're both agents.
But my dad works well under pressure. He was a Marine. Like he is someone that he can flip it on real quick and get ish done. And so... yeah, we literally got our second pre-approval yesterday around 2. We already had one, so we could go see the house.
Right.
Went to see the house at 2, and I got that other one while I was there, and we're rolling. There's really nothing crazy about it. And then
that's
I had the dog with me.
Be. That's the way.
And we know
simply way.
It could work out and it could not.
Can't help yourself.
And we also told ourselves, like a lot of times they're like, just don't get. Obviously, we're not going to get our hopes up, but just don't bang on the first house you see. But who's to say it couldn't be the first house?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Disagree with that.
What I tell you earlier, and I said this
for sure.
I say this all the time. Like you know exactly when you walk in that house. That now, of course, you still got to get it accepted and go through that process. But I always tell even my clients, I'll show you 50 homes. I don't like doing that, but I'll show you 50 homes. You'll know the second you open that door if it's the home for you.
I'll show you 5. I'm not doing 50.
Sean will show
Sean's
10, really. If the price is right.
10's fair. Yeah. Million up.
He does a little bit more due diligence than I do.
But it was just kind of one of those where we went in and it was, we just got that puppy and.
Which is freaking adorable.
Yes.
Such a nugget, a little.
I'm surprised
Griff.
he's not in here.
Toy Aussie Doodle. Miller took him home.
Grant, can you throw it up on the screen for us?
Yes. He is.
We don't have a screen.
Nope.
Don't worry.
I was like, wait, what? When did that functionality start working?
We'll try to get Grant to plug a photo of my dog, but he's unreal. He is just a nugget. Cute. But it has such a big yard, so that was one of the things we wanted.
For a dog that'll be a toy.
The great outdoors.
10 by 10 yard is massive.
A half an acre for this dog that'll be like 5 pounds.
Right. But we also like to, we love people, and so we love to host, and we'll get that. It's 5 minutes from the lake. What we wanted was, since Miller works mornings, a lot of times he coaches like at 6 a.m. So being in Murfreesboro, he's leaving the house by like 4:30, 4:45 a couple days a week, and that means I'm getting up at that time as well. But this house is 8 minutes from the gym and 8 minutes from the clinic that he's going to be working at. And it's 30 minutes for me, which is what we talked about would be ideal for me to drive, because right now it's like 40-ish minutes, like we said. And it's fine, but 30 is that sweet mark.
Listen, he got the good end of the stick. Like,
Yeah, but I'm not having to
8
show up anywhere
minutes.
at 6 a.m.
8 minutes.
He got the honeydew list. He didn't get the good end.
Living that life right now.
The honeydew list?
What? No, the short commute list.
Yeah, he got the
commute.
good end of it. 8 minutes to the gym, 8 minutes.
Well, Swy's commute used to be like 8 minutes to the office.
Yeah.
And then we moved here.
But we
so.
like her here better. So,
well, when we get the Nashville office, it'll be even closer.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
oof.
When is that going to happen?
Oof. Whoa. We are not ready
Whoa,
to
what do you
this
mean?
stuff publicly.
I didn't. Well, it's not happening anytime soon. I can tell you that.
In like 20 years.
It's on the
Hendersonville people.
It's on the. It's on.
It's a high rise.
Jesus Christ.
It's on.
Ultra modern.
It's on the Vision.
sleek,
Oh, yeah. It'll be
Vision.
beautiful.
Apple store.
Yeah.
Yes, the Vision board is
A
real,
helipad on the top.
bro.
Dude.
I love it.
Just for me.
No.
Let's find a building big enough to put a landing pad on it, landing strip.
Whoa. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could do. That's a really long building.
you can come in low and slow, right?
Just get a
Coming low.
VTOL. Just go VTOL. Well, shifting gears here. Dude, sometimes you just gotta slam it.
Sometimes you gotta slam it in reverse.
Clearly, you've had a beater before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned how to drive with a jet fuel truck.
Ooh.
What?
It was a 6-speed jet fuel truck, and every time you'd make a bad shift, you'd hear sloshing thousands of gallons of jet fuel behind you. And
That's
I'd be like, please shift
I learned
better,
in a
shift better.
I learned in a
shift better.
green '96 Ford Probe.
Nice.
Dude, that
I
was
drove
my
that.
first
Bro,
car.
Yeah,
Dude.
that wasn't my first car, but that was the first
One he
manual.
Dude,
that I-
the name alone
Yeah,
Ford
gets
Probe?
people talking.
yeah.
What are you
Probe.
probing for?
What color was yours?
Blue.
Was it GT?
No.
I wanted that one so bad.
GT was the way to go.
Yours was blue, like actual blue. Mine was like teal.
Oh.
The teal.
Dude, the hatchback was so clutch.
Yeah, but let me tell you that.
I lived out of that car.
Let me tell you though, I ran that thing. It was already ran to the ground. I really ran that thing.
Oh
to the
yeah,
ground.
dude. What was the fastest you went in it?
Probably like 120.
120 was as fast
Bro,
as I
it
got,
was-
dude.
it was-
Yeah.
It was.
I'm impressed it would even go 120.
Yes,
Well,
that's
it
what I'm
takes
saying.
a while. But it
Downhill.
goes. No.
It was hurting.
Siegel Road, Siegel High School. They've got like a mile-long strip.
I think 130 was the
Straight.
highest on the
Oh,
speedometer.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I really think there was a governor in it that stopped it at 120.
Any further, this engine explodes.
Yes, for sure. Dang, I drove it for a while with no door panel on the inside because the window stopped working. So I bought a motor, and then I broke the clips to get the door.
Oh my gosh.
So it was literally the inside of the door is all metal, everything, and I had to like maneuver this handle to open it.
That's funny.
Sounds horrible.
Had a Lexus SC
was-
400. Fast. Engine, great. Transmission, great. Everything else, terrible. It had been in a wreck. I didn't know what a mechanic's title was or rebuilt title was or whatever. Got the car for $500.
That's why.
Yeah. The airbag was deployed. So like you drive around and the airbag's just
Tuck it
open.
in.
No.
Well, it would have been removed. But like the steering wheel, the inside of the steering wheel was like exploded out.
So you had it just like
And-
hanging down.
Yeah. And then and also if you turned, you had about this much wiggle room before you actually started turning.
Oh my god.
Oh, that
So you would
stresses
have
me.
to I'd have to start turning a good 100 feet before I even got to my turn.
Can you imagine just like running your hands that fast?
All right, there we go. It was man, it was fast though. It was V8. It was a terrible car. I had it for I don't know, like 6 months.
Everything was good, but it was terrible.
Yeah, you could drive it.
It went
Kind
fast.
of. Kind
The
of.
motor
Straight
was
line.
great.
I had a
Great.
car called, we called it Old Faithful. And it was like, I don't even know, late 80s, early 90s Toyota thing. And
He forgets the model.
I don't know what it was.
Whole-
And we would go to Publix with our food stamps because that's like the only thing you could do. Like when you're super broke, like you'd go grocery shopping because that's like gets you out of the house, makes
Adventure.
you feel like you're buying something. And we would park in, I would call it Old Car Row. You know the Publix on 99. There's a Publix on 99. Anyway, there's like this one
He lives at
side.
Franklin.
There's this one side, and like all the old cars parked there, and so like we'd go park in Old Car Row, and it would like squeak into the parking spot. And like one day we're driving down the road, and Samantha like smacked an ant off of her leg, and I'm like, where's that coming from? So we get home, we open up the car door, and there was like an anthill under the passenger seat that had just been there, and like the car was infested with ants.
Oh, that was good.
That was
That brings me back to the Ford Pro.
Great car.
I brought this car to get the AC fixed. And it sat, and I didn't have enough money, so it sat there for like 3 months until they're like, "Hey, you need to come get this, or we're gonna have it towed and put a lien on." I'm like, "All right, maybe I should go get it." Bro, it sat there for so long. There was a mouse. Like,
oh no,
I couldn't get it out, and then finally,
they're so
got
destructive.
it out.
Mice
Yo.
love vehicles.
Wires.
And airplanes. They love
Yeah.
airplanes.
Nasty.
I was like, I don't have any holes in my car. Where did this poop come from?
Oh no.
They will find their way in there.
Yo, they found. Yeah,
My brother
there
and
was one.
sister-in-law had a mouse or two in their car. But keep in mind, they had, I guess Raylan's too now, but at the time, they had 2 little babies that would just, drop food.
God,
yeah.
Raylan's too.
She's almost 2.5. Isn't that insane? And then they're going to have a 3rd one by June.
That's insane.
So for the
Insane.
audience, who is Raylan?
So Raylan is my niece and my godchild.
There we go.
And then we have one.
Swy and I had a meeting one day at McAllister's, evidently 2.5 years ago, and
Insanity.
Miller came and picked her up, and they went straight to the hospital where Raylan was like born like
Yeah.
the same
Oh.
night. I think, yeah.
And then the other one's Noah K. And then they have a 3rd girl on the way. Don't know the name yet. I pitched
awesome.
Wiley out there.
That's what's up.
Wiley Sarah this time.
Yeah,
Right.
Swy.
Wise.
Goodness gracious.
We've devolved.
Well, that's been a natural progression.
I have
for years.
now it's just public.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you guys. This is some general advice type stuff. I see what you guys think about it. When you guys are looking to hire somebody, what is more important to you? And I feel like this is a kind of a gimme answer, but are you looking for somebody with the technical skill on be able to execute? Or are you looking for somebody that has it's more like fits with the culture, has like a hard work ethic? Like what are you looking for in a
All
hire?
of
Or
the
does it depend on
above.
does it depend on the
For sure, all the above.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well,
ideally.
curly hair is a bonus.
Hey.
Me and Kyle have curly hair.
Yes.
So
I like the same hair.
Whoa, right here. That flew right over my. You got the hat on today, and
I do, yeah.
And my angle, the headphones
You
are on.
can't
So
see any of my hair.
nope. But I see a little curl right there.
yeah, I know he has
a little
little.
single-
It's so
curly
cute.
Yeah.
Remember the flare back in Milton? Anyway.
Yeah.
I think all of those things. But if I'm hiring one trait, I'm hiring. I don't know that I can just hire one trait.
It's hard.
There's no way.
You don't
to
want
hire
to be
one.
in that position to where you're hiring
Yeah.
off of one.
Yeah,
trait,
because like work ethic, you don't know until they're here. You really don't. Like they can say that the hardest worker in the room. You can get referrals
You
from
can-
people,
If they
but
you
say
can
that,
talk
they're
to-
not though.
correct. So
Well, I mean, you could always call the referrals, like the people they put down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they lie. Come on, bro.
That's true.
But
It's
how
like it's
many
a family
resumes have you
member
put
that.
on there?
yeah,
Dude, last
you
time
put
I
your
put
brother.
You put the boss's name.
Hey, they're about to
and
call you?
Your brother's phone number. Absolutely. Yeah.
You were my boss for 3 years
Yeah.
at this company.
It's the same when you rent a house.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a great tenant. I always paid my bills on time. I was never evicted twice.
Yes.
They got oddly specific.
Yeah. So yes, you want somebody, and that's why like I truly believe, and I know this is a lot of people say this: slow to hire, quick to fire, right? Because you don't know if their work ethic is really good until they get into it. But I'm definitely hiring for culture and some aspect of the technical skill that you're looking for.
Right. Even if it's talent.
Yeah. Somebody that one knows what they're doing. Again, it depends on the role too, right? So like if it is a technical skill that they need to have, or they need to know specific things, it's like, you know, back in the day they used to say, oh, you have to have Word, Excel, all these like things. I'm like, that's pretty much everybody nowadays, right? Like you should, but yeah. So it's, you know, we're looking for somebody to do some API work. I'm not going to hire somebody off the street that's like, oh, I've dabbled in it, you know, like, no, I
Wanna
want
give it a
somebody with
shot.
experience.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's a technical skill that you know that you're hiring them for the right thing. But more so if it's like the day-to-day like operations inside of a task or like a position of like perfect example of somebody that's at a front desk, right? Like you are going to hire them absolutely for culture. You're also going to hire them on some level of experience, but there's no real technical skill. You can teach them the things they need to know at a front desk or as an admin position, right? So it's a little bit, it really comes down to it, but
like we hired Grant on technical skill because editing was ridiculous. But then also the referral piece and the fact that like the cultural fit, like it's just different categories. When you get super technical, you have to hire the skill, in my opinion.
Yes.
And then everything else is a bonus.
And you said the referral part, like referrals are absolutely some of the best hires you'll ever make.
Oh, for sure. We've
Why
also had a couple that got screwed up too. We've had
for sure.
We've had 2 referrals. Remember that one girl that came for like a week on the TC side, and then I ended up spending $3,000 in unemployment on her when she
I didn't
quit?
know you paid unemployment.
Well, now you do.
So we couldn't get a hold of her to get her computer back from her. It was a whole hot mess. Melissa was just going to show up to her.
Yeah,
Melissa met up with her.
Yeah, she was
Melissa met up with her in a
house.
parking lot and got the computer.
Oh, we
from
gave her
her
a computer too?
Wow.
Yeah, like when a TC joins, we get
for them to use the computer for the work they're doing. But we had to show up.
And that was a referral.
To this
that
girl.
was a really terrible referral.
Well, that's and but again,
but then you have to go back to who is the person that's doing the referral, and I had the wrong trust in the wrong person, and therefore the referral slipped through.
I think also too. So I've had 2 people. I think I've at least one. There is a hard thing where you as a person, as a friend to somebody, let's say, and you want to give them opportunities. And up to this point, they've shown signs of like, oh, I'm going to put my name on you and hope that you represent me well when you come into it. And it's hard especially when somebody doesn't have a proven track record, but you're kind of going off of like, I like you as a person. I think you got a good work ethic. Technically, you're good, but then they show up and for some reason or another, they're just not, they don't live up to that expectation.
Yeah.
That's hard too, because you want to give somebody the opportunity.
Well, you feel you're putting your neck out there.
Exactly. Yeah. So
went through that.
I forgot where I was going with that, but it's like a hard balance because you want to find somebody that's going to fit culturally and also have the technical skill, and you throw out a referral, but sometimes.
But like, so in my opinion, I would be a bad boss if I held your head to that choice.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like one of those things, like I want to promote having great people that we know are great people, referring people who they believe are great people. And if you feel like you're like being hung over the fact that there was one lapse or one person that slipped through, then you're not going to want to refer great people in the future. And I don't want to stunt that.
Yeah.
That's a great point for anybody who's
happens.
Any boss out there needs to. Yeah, I think that's great.
I mean, at the end of the day, like people make their own decisions. And so even if I do refer someone, I mean, they could have been great 2 months ago and this or that happens and
Life's all up to them.
Life hits you and sometimes you just let people down. And so I go back to what Sean said. It's kind of hard to like hold that over someone life happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I do want to say you had the first brain fart of the day.
I did?
Whoa.
He's like, I forget where I was going with that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I slipped it.
hey.
Yeah, I said it, but I didn't think anybody heard
Rewind this, Grant. Rewind this, Grant. Grant, you caught it, didn't you? Yep. I just didn't want to stop you because you picked it up.
I started going down a road. I'm like, wait, why am I talking about this?
What am I even talking about?
I didn't want to. Yeah. I should have called you out right there.
You did such a good job with this table, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
I just sit here and stare at it because nothing else.
So I promised myself I would not make another one.
I look at my phone.
I promised myself I would never make another table. I did not enjoy this process. I enjoyed the designing of it, the building of it. Did not enjoy.
Yeah. Yo, I stained some kitchen cabinet or pantry cabinets.
Dude, cabinets are the worst. though.
And it's just wood. They're cut.
He also just hung a chandelier and it actually works this time.
What?
Yes. Proud of you.
Wait, this time?
Yeah, my wife decided. Let me tell the story because it was not my fault. So my mother bought us these pennant lights that go along, like farm style with the little like angled square looking thing. They get the light in it, and we just actually I'm gonna have to hang another one, an actual chandelier today. Oh. So my wife is super impatient at times, and she's like, oh, she thought she was helping me. So as I'm putting up the first one, she has the second one over there, and she takes it out of the box, starts putting the poles together. You got to screw them to make like how far you want it to hang over the island. And without measuring nothing, she snips the wires.
Oh no.
So, and when I tell you she had a mental breakdown, I give her shit all the time, but I feel bad I let her have it on that one. I'm like, this was the dumbest thing I've ever seen you do. Ever. Like, you were not, there was no ounce of thought that went into this. She's like, oh, well, I kind of like hung it up. Like, no, you didn't.
Did she list off all the dumb shit you do? Or
Yeah, of course. Sure. She's like, yo, and that's why I felt bad, because like it was an idiotic move, but she really, like, you heard her.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, here we go. Because I told him the story last night of why I'm hanging this light and why it didn't work. So of course, I'm gonna try to like put it back together. I mean, it's wires. I mean, I
just strip them.
Yeah, I stripped them, I twisted them together, and put a little bit of electrical tape, and they didn't work.
Oh,
didn't work. Oh, no. So we got a new one, and it came yesterday.
So a couple years back, I had a motorcycle, and I was going to switch. And anybody who knows me personally knows that I'm an idiot when it comes to mechanical stuff. Like, I can fly an airplane, but don't ask me how the thing works. Like, it just is how it is. I can't change windshield wipers. I'm just not that mechanically inclined individual. I've gotten better over the years, but so I'm like I'm trying to switch to LED taillights for the blinkers, and I didn't realize it was a whole process.
Especially
like,
in your car, bro.
No.
It's like a bulb.
On a bike.
You just like unscrew it and you put it back in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. No. And so I have to do all this wiring, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like trying to watch YouTube videos, and I put it on there, and every time I'd flick the blinker on, it would work, and then the fuse would pop. I'm like, well, I'm almost there. Like, at least it flashes once, so maybe they'll get an idea of which direction I'm going. And then one day I'm in the shower where my brain works. I guess my brain fog like clears out from the steam, maybe.
Sinuses?
Yeah. And
there's an analogy somewhere in there, and I can't find it.
All right. And so I like had this epiphany of the fact that I had wrapped all of the wires under the same electrical tape. And so every time I'd hit it, it's triggering and then shorting out.
All the wires.
All of the wires. So I was like, oh, let me try that. And so I took them, separated them, ran it, wrapped it. Worked great.
Nice. You know what makes me laugh is all of you guys when he said that were like, oh, ha ha ha. I was like, what's wrong with that?
Thank you.
Like, I had to wait till you explained it right there to see the issue.
They say sometimes you lead with feminine energy, and I do. Yeah. So there's that.
Big fem energy. We love it.
I don't know about all that. Not trying to get that committed to that.
Oh my gosh.
But what were we talking about?
Hiring. Second brain fart.
Second.
You are on a roll. It's almost like your storytelling.
To be fair, we were on motorcycles.
Fair enough.
So.
Wow.
Fair enough.
The ADD.
That was shots fired on that one.
I didn't hear it.
It's almost like you're telling a story.
You on a
Brett
roll.
says that, but he will talk for 20 minutes about one
never get to his point.
Facts.
And then he'll wrap it back up. He's like, so to just kind of
to wrap that up, I don't even know what I was wrapping.
And then he'll say the whole thing again. I'm like, whoa.
Did you get that? Facts.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, where are we at? Hiring. Yeah. I think we talked about, I think we kind of got through there pretty good.
Get referrals.
Oh, and I wanted to talk, so on that same.
Don't believe resumes, believe people.
So I want to get, so anybody, so you find the person. So if you want to get hired, if you are somebody who is looking to get hired, I think going back to the things we were just talking about and the thing you look for in an employee, like if you have the right attitude, you're able to roll with the punches, you're able to like have kind of like when things get crazy, it's like, hey, we're good. And I think some of that is due to leadership as well. You need to have the leadership there to be able to lead your team into those situations. But generally, if you have somebody who has a strong work ethic and is able to roll with the punches, everything else kind of falls into place after that. And obviously it helps especially if you're going for a high profile job, you need to have some talent in whatever you're doing and be willing to learn. I think if you have those things, you're not going to have any issues. Oh, and you're just not a jerk. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah. I
Bitch,
mean, fun
you're
thing
a
about me
jerk.
is I've never really had an interview ever, and I'm 24 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She had sort of
That's
an
cool.
interview.
I mean,
we had
kind
lunch at
of.
Core Life.
Yeah, with people that I knew. So
Sean's not big on interviews.
I'm really not.
Yeah, no.
Paige, you're hired.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, do you want to tell that? Oh, no.
well, I was
think we
just gonna
did. No.
say
I don't know. We've told that.
we haven't told how Paige, but I think that just really goes into how you treat people and how the impression you leave on people. Because I've never gone through an interview and I got this job from word of mouth. So
Yeah.
goes back to how you treat people and those references.
I've made one resume in my entire life.
I've
I
made
used
a
to make
ton of
resumes
I've
for
never
other
needed
people.
them. I brought one to Sean. He probably
what am I gonna do with this?
immediately
Like,
put this in the
Didn't
trash.
even look at it.
I know, like we left with your hired, so he doesn't need the resume. He's not going to touch it.
It's probably still in my trunk of that car.
I don't even know if you took it with you.
Yeah, probably not.
The old faithful.
No, I don't remember which car that was.
It was before the blue Audi.
Had to be an Audi.
Was it the black Audi?
It must have been.
Probably black.
It was before you got the car that had the massage
Is that the 2-door
seats.
one?
Before the car with the massage seats. All
We were,
right.
we were driving.
All the bougie conversation.
Well, we were driving to Chattanooga,
Hey.
and Sean's like, "Check this out in my new car." That's back.
Yes.
He turns all the features on. I'm like, "What am I supposed to do with all of these?"
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm
Sit
not,
back and relax.
I'm not big on resumes. I was great at making resumes. I was the guy that
Is that why you don't like them?
anytime I would make a resume for myself or someone else, I would always do like subliminal messaging hidden. So it would be like in the like not the mission statement, but you know the top little
Yeah.
like summary, I guess. The first letter of the 6 sentences would say "hire me."
Oh, that's funny.
No way.
Every single time it was like HIREME, and then I would just like
He would
word
space it
all
out.
to-
Yeah, I
to
was like, you
fit,
space
yeah.
it out perfectly.
And so it's just like I don't know, stupid stuff.
All right, how do I
was
wrap up this and start another one?
I was a horrible employee. Like employee wise, terrible. I leased apartments in 2010. I lived on site. My commute was to grab the golf cart in the morning and drive it to the office, and I was 30 minutes late every morning. And I would take a 2-hour long lunch. But I was also the #1 salesperson. I would lease more units than everybody else. And I would like same with when I worked at AT&T where Enrique and I met. I was like always the #1 salesperson. Well, it was 1 and 2.
What's the difference between what you did and what somebody who does those same things but doesn't perform? What do you think?
I
the
would
difference-
just charm, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's also
it was just sales.
You're good with
Like,
people?
It was just
Oh, okay,
you
yeah.
just connect to people.
yeah, and it also comes back to like the theory of like it's not how many hours you work, it's what you actually do in those hours, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure when you were there and people did come in, you were on your
I
best,
would,
right?
I
You
would
know what I
take
mean? Yeah.
more ops than anybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
I would like fly through the customer service things, make sure the experience was great, and then take the next stop and sell them 4 tablets.
Yep.
Just kind of how it flowed. I don't know. But from an employer standpoint, I'm just big on feel. I don't even know how to describe it. I guess. Yeah. Like you trust the word of the people that are giving it to you. Like with Swy, she was a referral from Andrea, who is my best friend's wife. And so like naturally I trusted that they knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Same with Leslie. Leslie was a referral from Andrea
Oh wow.
also.
We need more referrals from her.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's just a matter of sitting down and like, you know, I think I asked you what social media accounts you looked up to, like
Oh yeah.
which vibe, I guess. And she mentioned one of them and it was either Wendy's or,
I think I said Wendy's.
and I was like, done. You're hired.
good.
Well, what was so funny was I didn't even know exactly what I was getting hired for. I kind of knew the realm.
She still doesn't know.
It's very true.
It changes every day.
I'm glad you said that.
New day, new hat I'm wearing. So
She wears it well.
Oh.
Oh man. I think there was even we were hiring some people for Grant's position, and it was like almost immediate. I noticed from you, from the moment these people came in, you were able to say pretty much off your gut, like yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty quick.
Yeah, that's a gut feel.
Yeah,
because like Paige.
So should you hire fast and fire fast?
No, absolutely not.
If you hire off of a gut feeling,
Because here's the thing,
It's
you
not
hire
duplicatable to hire fast.
if
But
you
I
have a
don't
good
think-
intuition,
But I don't think there's anything wrong with it if you have good intuition.
yeah, but
Brett's gonna agree. Brett's more by the book on this. It's fine.
I mean, I think yeah. I mean, there's
So-
very
no. So
different
sometimes yes,
philosophies.
sometimes you have to listen to your gut, right? But why?
answer it.
But also, what is fast? Because what is fast to me now has
Right.
already been vetted, right?
Yeah.
Like
That's
when I
true.
sat down with Grant, he'd already gone through 2 interviews.
That's true.
Correct.
Yeah.
See, but that's technically slow. He's gone through a process.
No, I know.
Right? Yeah,
I'm-
yeah.
Okay,
Like, it was-
so it's
it
not
was-
a time frame. It's
You're not
like
gonna-
if it happened in one day, but he'd been through 2 interviews before he got to Sean, and he's able to make a decision from that meeting. That's still fast.
Well, in time.
Yeah, but it's still a process. So like what
Paige was fast.
yes, Paige
Yeah,
was like, hey,
it was
Paige
come in
was,
within
hey, we're gonna
2
go.
hours.
Well, yeah, we were all drinking on a boat, and I'm like, you.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
But
everybody else said the same thing.
yeah. But that's a specifically, again, that's her role too, right? Grant's was, hey Grant, we're over here talking about you.
Yeah, we're literally
You can
talking about
edit this
Grant
out if
as
you
he
want.
sits
Yeah.
in the corner over there.
Super technical skill.
Very technical.
You're not hiring that off of gut.
And when-
you're hiring that off experience, and you're hiring that off of their actual work and if they fit the culture. That's that whole spectrum that we talked about earlier.
That whole picture, though, I
My
think.
hiring, though, was can you get the portfolio of these several people? And there was one video that stood out.
That was like, oh,
Yeah.
And when I saw the cuts,
isn't yours, Kyle?
I saw the cuts and I saw the timing, and I was like, he's the guy.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
we looked at that video several times, and each time you was like, it was.
Yeah,
we're like,
so
oh,
it was
this,
like-
this hits. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
You just teach them.
Well done.
Yeah. There he is.
And
Big
now
thumbs
he's
up.
the resident fish
Guy.
Expert.
guy. I had
Fish
a
guy
different
doesn't have a
word.
ring
I
to
forgot it.
Yeah, so it like
I was going to say connoisseur.
So if you have the process, though, so let's say you have an established process. So hire fast is not, or hire slow isn't a time thing. It's a like, are they going through the proper protocol or
Yes.
process? Okay.
Correct.
Hire
So,
slow isn't
I think that
take
just-
3 weeks to interview people.
I think
No,
that's
it's-
just
no,
that
it's put them-
distinction.
Go through 4 people.
correct. Go through multiple individuals. You know, it's a little different when you're the only person there. Like it was just Sean and a couple agents, and then Swy and Leslie came along, right? Like in that aspect, you are going, can I personally work with this person and teach them what I need to teach them?
Or can they figure it out?
For sure,
Which they've
for sure,
done.
for sure. Do you feel that they're smart enough? Yeah, because at that point you didn't really have systems, processes, things in place. You were still trying to figure it out yourself, right? And so with Paige, she came in as an executive assistant, and in that role, yeah, like you would love somebody to have experience as an EA, but they can be taught.
Yeah.
As long as somebody's organized and you, as the person that they're the EA for, vibe with that person. The rest of
trust
the
that person.
correct.
Yeah.
Can you trust them? Do you like them? Do you enjoy being around them? Like that, you know, now she's doing more, not technical, but she's doing more other things outside of that because she fits the culture. Like, do they fit the culture? So those, there's specific roles that don't necessarily need a true vetting process, right? It's,
See,
there's
like
roles.
with her, I looked at those things, but more importantly, I looked at how is she handling these drunk realtors? Is she was remembering their names? She was the way she was interacting with them. Like, you know, some of those people, like when they get drunk.
Yo, I was there and I don't even, and there are agents and I don't remember.
Yeah.
Like,
and she was like handling
All
them
of
so
them.
well that I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then at one point she goes, "This feels like an interview." I was like, "Yeah, it has been. Like for like the last hour I've been interviewing
Yeah.
you."
And you brought, so you expedited that process. You still had the workflow. Like, hey, you found people that you trusted. You brought in people that you know that you work with. They brought members of the team. Like, hey, what do you think?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and it was like you went through the process, the slow hiring process, but expedited in one night.
Yeah, and she still came in and she still sat down
had
with
a
you before.
Yeah.
Formal interview.
Yeah, for sure.
Where she brought
But
a
she was
resume
hired
that
already.
I deleted.
Yeah.
On that note, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the simpliHOM podcast. We love you all. If you have any suggestions, questions, leave them in the comments below.
Yeah.
We're on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube now. Check us out there. Subscribe, like.
Hey guys, it's Swy. Thank you for joining us this week, and we really hope you got some useful information and we made your day a little bit better. If you're interested in joining the movement of realtors getting their time and life back, check us out at joinsimpliHOM.com on the browser, at simpliHOM on socials, or in the description. See you next week.